To fix this chip or a scratch the right way takes quite a bit of work. It has to be feathered or smoothed with a DA, primed, blocked, primed again, finish sanded, and the whole panel painted. Recently I was asked if you could just fill it with paint, let it dry, sand it flat, and buff it out. The immediate answer is no, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. So today, we're going to give it a try. Using some paint straight out of the can, mixed with a little bit of hardener, we'll dab some into that chip. And you're just sort of dabbing like that. Not brushing, just dabbing. And this is just a dollar store brush. Probably a better brush would help out. We'll go with that for now. Let that dry a bit, and then we'll throw on a few more coats, sand it, and buff it, and see how it turns out. I'm just trying to build up the thickness right now. It's very hard to build, to get it to the level that I need to get it to. I can see it keeps sinking in. I don't know if we'll be able to build it thick enough. And here's a quick shot of how thick the paint is that I'm using, just to get an idea of how thick it actually is. It's actually pretty thick paint. After allowing the paint to dry overnight, we can sand and buff it. To sand it flat, you can make your own sanding blocks with paint sticks, spray adhesive, and wet sanding paper, or purchase the blocks with sticky back paper already cut to size, and I'll list that info in the video description. The goal when sanding this flat is to stay on top of that little repaired area. So we have our homemade block with 400 grit, and we're just going to wet sand that. And the stuff by Eagle is dry, a total dry system, so you don't have to wet sand. But first we're going to knock it down with this and just see how it goes here. Concentrating again on staying on top. And now we'll be trying the Eagle brand totally dry application sandpaper, and this is 800 grit. And now I'll move to a finer paper. I'll be switching from the 800 grit to some 1500 grit. Hopefully you can see better after changing the camera angle. We'll use the 1500 grit and try to sand it completely flat. And again, staying on top. The next step is to buff it out, and we'll be using the Diamond Cut Compound 2.0 from McGuire's. Here's a close-up shot of that repair, and you can see there is an outline and a little bit of a color difference. But it does look better than a chip. The paint used on this test panel was single-stage acrylic enamel with a hardener, but I think it would have worked better allowing it to dry a few days because of the difference in the hardness of the old paint versus the new. Maybe even buffing by hand would have been better because the buffer I think was a bit aggressive, taking off too much of the touched up area. I hope you enjoyed this experiment on just filling a chip in with touch-up paint, sanding it flat, and buffing it out. If you did, and you'd like to get my latest videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.